up. I think I have a few more years in my life. But one thing that I would like to ask the Filipino leaders that are here today, unity is strength. And in strength, there's unity. I would like to ask the Filipino to unify, and one of these days, I'd like to see if a Filipino American sit one of those chairs and be a part of the city of Los Angeles. The other thing that I would like to dream about, and I think the City Council can do something about it, and this is a dream. We have a street called Temple Street in Los Angeles. One of these days, I'd like to see that name checked to Eric Garcetti's Street. Thank you very much.
And I'd like to also ask Jocelyn Gallego-Rosenthal to speak as well for a moment, with your indulgence. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President, honorable members of the City Council, I was asked to say a few words undoubtedly because I represent my late mother, Remedios Giaga, who would probably be here herself and probably is anyway. She often introduced herself in most gatherings as quote-unquote concerned citizen. I often chided her silently from the sidelines, saying to myself, "Oh, Mom, that's so quaint." As I look back, that spirit of concern permeated her work and infected many of us who had the fortune to work with her and around her. She had the dream of a Filipino town, and she dedicated many years to caring for the community that we recognize today. On her behalf, and on behalf of many of us who shared that dream, I want to express my deep appreciation to Councilman Eric Garcetti and his staff, who responded to a deep yearning that has gone undetected for most part for many years, because in truth, the many fellow Filipinos who toil in the trenches for the betterment of our community do so quietly, without any pomp and circumstances, but only because they are truly concerned citizens. It is a grand day for us indeed, more grand than many can appreciate or comprehend. It tells me that the leaders of our great city recognize the stamp that Filipino Americans have made in the evolution of our beloved Los Angeles. 2 years ago, I had a chance meeting with a young Filipino woman, resident of Australia, who was here for a two-month stay in Hollywood with her Australian writer-actor boyfriend. This young, hip lady from a faraway land, right away upon learning that I was Filipino-American, pressed me for directions to, quote, Temple Street, you know, where the Filipino town is? I was dumbfounded. But upon further reflection, it shouldn't be surprising that the writings of Carlos Bulusan about his days in Los Angeles, the writings of Uncle Roy Morales about P-Town, and more recently, the writings of our beloved Valerie Bejarano about her youthful days as a Temple Street brat have made it half across the globe. I close with an invitation to my fellow concerned citizens to join hands with the rich diversity of peoples that makes up this great experiment called Los Angeles in the year 2002 and help our leaders here truly make it a great Los Angeles enterprise. Mabuhay.
Colleagues, I know that this presentation has been almost as long as this sign is, and I promise I won't make some presentations for a few weeks to come, but I do think we should hear from the State of the Philippines. Please welcome Consul General Prado.
On behalf of the Government of the Republic of the Philippines, the officers and staff of the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Mayor James Han, LA City Council President Alex Padilla, the distinguished members of the Los Angeles City Council, particularly Councilman Eric Garcetti, a true friend of the Filipino community in Los Angeles, for this resolution declaring the Beverly Temple Streets corridor as the historic Filipino town. This is a great recognition of the unified and vibrant existence of the Filipino community in Los Angeles. I would like also to commend the hard work of the distinguished Filipino community leaders, the officers and members of the different Filipino-American organizations for making this dream a reality. Thank you for collaborating with the members of this august body and Mr. Garcetti in making sure that in the year 2002, a historic Filipino town in the city of Los Angeles will be designated. The Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles pledges to work closely with the officials of this beautiful city, particularly in the field of trade and industry between the Philippines and Los Angeles. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay!
If anybody would like to join us in the Rotunda, we also have the unprecedented event of having about 90% of Filipino food restaurants and distributors providing great food in there for the first time. This was made possible by the efforts of Cecilia de Castro. We'd like to extend our thanks to her. Mabuhay ang Nga Filipino, and we look forward to you celebrating with us in Filipino Town. Thank you, Mr. President.